What if you could become 500% more productive than you were before? Turns out that your brain is able to achieve it if you only know how to unleash the flow state. Let's get to it. Hey, I'm Liam, CEO and founder of Selfmastered, a peak performance training company that transforms entrepreneurs into elite performers that can achieve in one day what they previously achieved in 1 week. I've coached and trained hundreds of entrepreneurs and invested in 37 of them. So being focused and productive in your everyday life is becoming increasingly more difficult. In fact, according to Gallup, up to 70% of the average workday is wasted. And most people never get more than 30 minutes of focused time in their day-to-day. And since the brain takes between 15 and 25 minutes to fully focus on a task, this means that most folks are spending their life without ever getting into deep work and focus. So they're essentially wasting away their life in a permanent state of distraction. But is there something to be made about this? Yes, there's something called a flow state, which is an altered state of consciousness in which you feel your best and perform your best when fully immersed in a task. There is a way of architecting your workday so that your brain naturally gets into flow every day, and you can become up to 500% more productive. As one 10-year study done by McKinsey proved, that those executives that spend their day in flow can be up to 500% more productive. This video is about giving you the minimum viable protocol that you can follow to access flow states as often as humanly possible. Here's how the 4-step protocol goes. Step 1 is to remove distraction, both external and internal distractions. External distractions are those that are coming from your environment, from the people around you, from those that are working with you or for you. They need to understand that once you decide to focus on something, all distraction must go. And internal distractions are those that are created by your emotional state. Maybe there's things that you haven't resolved, there's stuff that you're thinking that is preventing you from getting focused. All of that has to go too. Step 2 is structure your workday for optimal performance. So there's research that proves that the brain can only focus for up to 2 hours at a time, and everything else is going to be your brain just mushy. It seems productive, but it's just not productive at all. So the ideal workday is going to be broken down into 2-hour increments in which you are going to fully focus on as few things as possible in order to access a flow state. Step 3 is to organize your workload based on your energy level and on the perceived difficulty of a task. Why do I say this? Because things are just not as easy as doing the hardest thing in the morning when you will feel more energetic, because not everybody feels as energetic at the same moment of the day. You need to know yourself and understand how do you function best, right? So one piece of information you need to have about yourself is, when do you focus the best? When are you feeling more energetic? And if you don't know this, then I suggest you get off any coffee or anything that you may have on your day-to-day that may alter your natural biorhythms, and map out when do you naturally feel your best? When does your body seems better ready to handle a difficult workload? Second variable is the difficulty of the task. See, flow states follow the Yerkes-Dodson law. There is an asymmetric relationship between the effort that a task needed and how well you're able to focus. So you need to find the exact point in which the task is slightly above your current level of your abilities, so that you can force your brain to enter a flow state. Because if something is too easy, you're gonna get bored. If something is too hard, you are going to burn out. You need to find the ideal balance. So step 3 is to understand, when do you naturally focus best, but also what is the perceived difficulty of the task. Both two things at the same time will give you the ability to access a flow state. And finally, perform like an athlete. That's step number 4. Ironically, the key to achieving more is to work less. If you spend 12 hours in your desk, you will not achieve as much as if you conscientiously plan your day around those 2-hour work blocks that we discussed before, right? So the ideal setup is after waking up, have 4 hours of deep work subdivided in 2 blocks of 2 hours, broken by a 30 to 60 minute pause in between. Every 2 hours, you're gonna give your brain the ability to rest and recover. After 4 hours, take a longer break. Maybe go in nature, go to the gym, or just go meet someone. Give your chins the ability to rest, recover, encode the information you learn. And then if you need to work more, then you can repeat this protocol in the afternoon. Do 1, 2, or even 3 2-hour blocks for deep work, right? If you do this right, only through the hours in the morning, you're already gonna have an incredible delta in productivity that you didn't have before, because you will not get distracted, because you will access a flow state, and you will be on average 500% more productive. If you train your brain for this, you will be able to spend up to 10 hours in flow every single day without feeling tired. Even if flow states are taxing for the brain and there's a lot of neurochemicals that get secreted and you need to replenish them, you will still feel and perform your best. So this is it. First, remove distraction. 2, work in 2-hour block increments. 3, adjust what you do based on your energy and the perceived difficulty of the task. And finally, 4, work in 2 big blocks, 4 hours in which you give yourself ample time to rest and recover. This process requires self-awareness and self-management. So it is not that easy to pull off, but it is extremely simple. Just work according to your own circadian rhythms and do so knowing that there's a 500% productivity increase that is awaiting for you if you nail this protocol. So now you know how I am able to achieve in 1 day what others achieve in 1 week, by understanding when do I feel the best, what is the perceived difficulty of the task, and what is the appropriate level focus that each task requires. When these 3 things align, magic happens. See you in the next video.